All right, guys, I asked everyone to see it. It is now 5:01. All right, everyone. So the what's going to be passing around the agenda. Everybody else, please be seated. All right. All right, I call this meeting to order at 5:04. Right, so everybody looks very nice. Welcome back. Director. Director.
Is anyone ready?
That was beautiful. Amazing. Love the energy. Thank you, Director Shirley. All right, we will now move into roll call. All right, President Colbert. President, Vice President Edwards. Treasurer Correa. Chief of Staff Woody. Director Abdul. Assistant Director Willem. Director Johnson. Director Cunningham. Assistant Director Battle. Director Fiore. Assistant Director Perry. Director Ramos. Director Daxman. Assistant Director Afterworky. Director Sutter. Assistant Director King. All right, Director Howard. Director Onwonga. Assistant Director Pinckney. Assistant Director Coleman. Director Malage. Director Carr. Representative James. Representative Thompson. Representative McCauley. Director Randia. Senator Nawasha Manera. Appropriations Chair Adesanya. Senator Akpan. Senator Bell. Senator Rayemi. Senator Brown. Senator Crosby. Senator Dangley. Senator Dobbin.
Here.
Senator Hicks. Senator Ife. Senator McGuire. Senator Ozomalon. Senator Ryan. Senator Robinson. Senator Robinson. Senator Sedgwick. Senator Tayeb. Senator Ware. Senator White. Chief, Justice McNeil. Justice Abednego. Solicitor General Brown. Justice Brown. Justice Yampton. All right, thank you. When I move to approval of the minutes, I don't have it up right now, but that's understandable. You can look at it. So, are there any amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, we'll now move to guest speakers. We do not have any today. Any public participation right in the gallery? Also, thank you guys. The mic is back working now. So great job. Is there somebody back? Okay, we will now move into communications. Advisory remark.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. And Happy New Year. I know I've seen a lot of y'all last weekend. I'm very excited that you're back and that the campus is live again. I actually missed y'all. Yeah, I kind of like it. Feeling good about the new semester. I hope y'all, the first couple of days is going well. I just have a couple of event announcements. The first is that I'm extremely excited that this Saturday is finally the Student Governance Summit hosted by Baltimore College Town and Towson University. So this weekend, over 100 students from across, SGA students from across the area are coming to our campus to talk about student governance. We've got a lot of you all signed up to participate. If you are signed up, so if you actually registered, you should have received an email last Friday with reminders and an attachment with the schedule on it. Please pay attention to the body of that email. If you do not show up, you will be charged. SGA is not covering a charge for your no-show. So if you signed up, show up. Okay. 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 All right. Make sure y'all hear me. This upcoming week is Welcome to TU event. So Student Activities is hosting on Friday night a ton of programs for welcoming back students and welcoming new students to campus. There are a few hundred students who are new to our campus this spring, so excited to do some programming for them. Next Wednesday is the Student Involvement Fair. I know that SGA is going to play a role in that. So I know we have some vacancies. Be sure you are getting the word out about what SGA is doing and why people should join. And then general things, I'm sure someone else will talk about this, but I've moved into some conversations to support students in updating your governing documents. So it's exciting to be a part of conversations where you all are moving in a direction that your documents are supporting the work that you're doing. So if you want to have more conversations about how you can update things in SGA, I'd be happy to talk about it. And I yield.
Thank you. Appropriations Committee. Government Operations Committee. We'll be getting that soon. So, okay. Rules Committee.
Hello, everyone. So I'm excited for this semester, especially with my senators. The only thing I have really is that we'll start to pick committees around after today. So next week we'll really have committees finalized. So if anyone wants to be on rules committee, just let me know and I'll consider you. Thank you.
President Copeland.
Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Tiger Tuesday. Just a few updates. In case you didn't know, effective tomorrow, our provost, Melanie Perot, will serve as interim president in President Chancellor's absence. I'll keep you all updated on the search process as we receive updates and information on that. Hopefully there is going to be some student representation on the search committee, waiting to hear from Chancellor Berman. And at the end of last semester, we hosted a safety walk in which we identified over 18 areas or specific lights around campus that needed lighting. Former Senator Bell was really key in that. So definitely thank you to him and everyone else that came out and played a part in that. We have lights that were restored on Burdick Bridge, enrollment services, and lecture hall. We also secured new lighting near the College of Health Professions. And those updates are 90% complete. And again, I'll follow up when they are 100% complete. We also have the TU Suit Up program. It's a partnership between SGA and the Career Center. It's officially launched and appointments are accepted on Handshake. Essentially, students can either receive or borrow professional items. If it's a new item, they can borrow it. If it's a new item, they can borrow it and they must return it. If it's a donated or already used item, they can keep it. Like I said, appointments can be made on Handshake. You go and browse the closet if you need professional attire. So we're definitely excited for that and going to get some marketing on that soon. And lastly, we have our Member of the Week. This is a long overdue Member of the Week recognition. This person has been a strong source of support all year to this administration and displayed exemplary leadership and dedication during the retreat, putting so much work into both the planning and the execution phases. And not to mention, they're also the longest serving SGA member with more experience than even myself. So congratulations to the staff.
Great. Treasurer Correa.
Okay, so happy first Tiger Tuesday of the semester, y'all. First things first, if you're on your phone, please get off of it. It's still like the first 10 minutes and I've counted 5 people on their phones during communication. So please, during GA, we need your undivided attention. So you guys can please do us that favor. It's just an hour to 2 hours, you guys. Yeah. But over winter break, student orgs were notified about their spring 2023 budget. So if they have outstanding balances, they know that they need to be paid before or on February 10th, 2023 in order to receive funding from SGA. I presented at the treasurer workshop, so student orgs have all the information they need, even a recording of the treasurer workshop. I can send that out to senators as well. And then lastly, I did post my office hours on the door so you guys know where I am. But yeah, with that, I yield. Thank you.
Attorney General Missouri.
Hey, how y'all doing? I hope you have a great break. I want to thank Chief Staff Moody for a great retreat. I updated the PowerPoint, the dress code and all that stuff, so let me know if you guys want me to send it again. Other than that, GA starts at 5, so let's make sure we're on time for that. And yeah, with that, I know.
Chief Staff Moody.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. So I just want to go over the open cabinet position. So we do have a vacancy in Director of Health and Wellness. And as far as assistant directors, we have Health and Wellness, Higher Education, Special Projects, Civic Engagement and Sustainability, Student Orgs, Diversity, Inclusion, and Marketing. And then on Monday, I'm going to send out the weekly email. It's going to have a link for all the seniors. So if you're graduating in spring or fall, just put that on the form so I can get our stoves ordered. When I ask them out at the end of the year, I'm gonna do like based off the form. So if you don't fill out the form, you're a senior, then you won't like get a score from SGA. So make sure that if you're graduating in the spring or the fall, like just make sure you like indicate that on the form. Okay, with that I yield. And there's no pre-meeting on Thursday.
On the academic affairs.
Hello, everyone. Our department is in the process of scheduling monthly meetings with the new provost. We're also working on the tabling in 2 weeks about students filling out the course evaluation during the third or fourth week of class. And then February 7th is the last day to drop or add a new class. And any question? Okay, with that, I yield.
Department of Campaign Activities. Department of Civic Engagement.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Tomorrow we have our bi-weekly meetings with the Sustainability Office, so we'll have notes available for that if you'd like to know. We are also working with the food share on some support from SGA for Basic Needs Hub and for any other projects that we have. So if you have any questions or comments about that, I'd love to hear it. There is a new member of the Civic Engagement Office. She will be in charge of some of the more environmental-based events that they have, some in collaboration with us. So if you would like to meet that person, I would love to introduce you. She started today, and we should be having a meeting soon. With that, I yield.
Department of Communications.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I don't have a report. I just want to wish everyone a good luck on their semester, and I hope everyone enjoys their break. How about you?
Department of Community Outreach.
Hi, everyone. So my department is working right now on a Valentine's Day candygram. So we're gonna make candy bags and give them around the union on Valentine's Day. So I'm gonna need some people to make the candy bags. It's probably gonna be the week before Valentine's. And I also got in contact with a few volunteer coordinators out of campus so we can have something for February, but I'm still waiting for them to get back to me. And I'll also have a form out soon so I can have your availability during the week, because last semester we only had a service on Saturdays. So I want to have something during the week too, so everyone has opportunity to fill out the hours. So I'll have a form for that soon. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Department of Diversity and Inclusion.
Hi, everyone. Hope you all had a good first week of the semester so far. Basically, only thing I have is that I'm working with the counseling center to help them out. Next week, they're having a neurodiverse panel, which is essentially a space for neurodivergent students here on campus to be able to learn about any resources that we have and a way to support them. So we want SGA to represent. I'm going to be there as a panelist, and we're also having a tabling as well. So I put in a sign up genius in both the social and the professional group chat. So that way I can have like 1 or 2 helpers at the whole event. It's going to be next week on Tuesday, February 7th from noon to 2:30. So if you're free during that time, you're more welcome to sign up for the tabling since I'll be a panelist for that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions for me at all? All right, with that, I yield.
Department Health and Wellness. Department of Higher Education.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday. Last week I met with the counselors at Chesapeake High School, and we will be starting exit this Friday, February 3rd, from 11 to 1 p.m. Where our topic for this week is going to be goal setting with them. I will be having a meeting with all mentors tomorrow at 3:30. Tomorrow at 3:30, all mentors, please, in the office. And if you are still interested in being a mentor, please feel free to reach out to me. Are there any questions, concerns? With that, I yield.
The Legislative Affairs.
Hello, everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday. So Tiger Pride Day is approaching fast. It'll be Wednesday, March 1st, pretty much an all-day event. So please, keep that date. There will be a sign-up registration coming out soon. So when that is finally completed, I'll send that out to the SGA and hopefully around the university. Tonight we'll be voting on the 5 bills that we will be lobbying on. So please pay attention and please read up on the summaries and I hope you guys did some extra research because these are all, really important bills, and what the university lobbies for is also really important. So I hope we all pay attention during that discussion. And then if you have any further questions about Tiger Pride Day or just legislation in general, please feel free to reach out to me or my newly hired assistant director, Delina. And with that, I yield.
Department of Special Projects.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. I have not much, I don't have much to report. Just if you're sending me an event proposal, please send it to me 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks before your event. Any questions? Is that you?
Department of Marketing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to campus. All we have to report is that that you at least give us for your marketing reports, at least give us 10 days in advance for your events. And any questions? That I either.
Department of Student Organizations.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. So I started my department's work last week with the Student Org Summit, which was successful, and there were a lot of student orgs that attended. So they have all the information they need for this semester. And I've already created the new senator assignment that I've sent out last Sunday. And if you haven't received it, any of the senators, please let me know. I'll send it again. And the senators can start sending out the weekly emails starting this week or next week. And then I'll have more information about student org stuff probably next week. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Department of New Student Development.
Hi, everyone. I hope you had a great or having a great first week. We're hosting a speed printing event on February 15th. So if you guys want to come. Any questions? I'll be on the lookout for the information. Thank you. Oh, and with that, I yield.
Housing Diversity Growth Eastern Representative. Maryland Higher Education Representative. Athletic Affairs Representative. Disability Representative. Athletic Representative.
Sorry, Representative James did send me her report to share for athletics. Hello, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your break and are ready for an amazing semester. Tomorrow is Senior Pride Night for the gymnastics team, and they've asked if we can be there for support. It starts at 6 p.m. and gates open at 4:30 p.m. It'll be in CQ Arena. Please try to make it if you can, even if you can't stay for long or have to come late. Everybody got that? So hopefully some of us can go and support the gymnastics team. Also, starting now, SJ will be attending one sports event together each month. It's not mandatory, but encouraged, and the game for this month will be a basketball game on February 24th at 7 p.m. against NCAT. We are co-hosting this game with the Black Alumni Alliance for Black History Month, so please do your best to make it. That's all for now. With that, I yield.
University Residents Government Representative.
Hi, happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. Good to see you all after the winter break. I hope everybody had a nice relaxing time. Real quick for URG, we are doing pretty fine. We're in a much better place than we were last year, seeing that we have building councils and they're really taking off the load for us around this time of year. So we're not really too busy in the month of February. We're preparing for a conference. I and the president are going to be away on at the end of the month. But in the meantime, we are open to collaboration. If there are any events you may need assistance as in bodies or funding, please reach out to us. We'd be glad to consider it. We need to talk about those kinds of things. Also, we are going to like a little rebranding of the housing areas across campus. I'll like bring them to you next week because it's kind of cool. It's not crazy or whatever, but we're starting to going and dividing them up as in Towson, the complex, West Village houses, and West Village apartments. Got nice little logos and everything with TU attached to it. So it's nice. You'll see it. It's nothing crazy. And lastly, RA phones have been distributed. So that's that. New touchscreen smartphones, and we did it. So cool. Any questions? No. And with that, I yield.
First generation low income representative, sports club council representative.
Everyone. So this past weekend, we had 78 officers that attended a training session, just as a refresher before the semester begins. We also had 37 safety facility officers attend a refresher yesterday, and we're hosting 2 more refreshers later this week. It's mandatory that all safety facility officers for all club sports attend them. Practices begin tomorrow, and our first home event is on Friday, February 10th. The last thing is we've been searching for a new athletic trainer to assist our current athletic trainer, Lindsay, who is amazing, but she cannot do everything by herself. We had one person who was approved, but then unfortunately withdrew from the search. So the position has now been reposted, and we're hoping to find somebody to assume that position sometime this semester. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Transfer student representative.
Hi, good evening, everybody. We currently have 2 new members on the transfer council. And as we have new students, if you know anybody that's interested, please let us know. Any questions, comments, concerns with that, yeah.
Freshman council representative. I saw y'all flyer too. Very nice. Office of the Solicitor General.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. I hope everyone had a great break. I don't have much to report. As you guys know, I'm doing the Know Your Rights campaign. So if you have any ideas or anything, what you want to see during that week, email me, group me, whatever. But any questions? With that, I yield.
My report. Hey guys, hope you all had a great break. We Tiger Tuesday. So, sending committees, we'll be making them at the end of, I hope to make them at the end of this week. So please send me your schedules. I wanted to wait until after we selected our GovOps chair, which we will do on today. So after this GA, please send me your schedule so I can begin making the committee for GovOps roles, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure that's happening. Also, I know I've been telling you our Hard to Send interview is coming. It's official. The dates have been set. It's going to be in April. So stay tuned for that. And, I'm a programmer at heart, so I guess I'll put you on. Also, the Chopped event, I was speaking about programming. The Chopped event is going to be next Wednesday, the 8th. Sign-ups have closed, so hopefully some of your friends are in there. But if not, you all are definitely welcome to come watch. It's going to be tough. I did a walkthrough at Glenn yesterday of how we're going to set up everything. It's going to look exactly like Chopped, so that's just slide. I mean, y'all should definitely come. Thank you. Thank you, Director Walker, for the flyer. It was definitely very nice as well. So yeah, definitely come to that. And then I have a meeting with the health center. I met with the health center over winter break, and I have a follow-up meeting with them tomorrow. on the possible collaboration with them to get testing strips for drinks. So, like if you go to a party or something, you want to test your drink, we're gonna be partnering with them to bring that to the health center so people can test their drink, make sure there isn't anything in them. And then also senators, your initiatives, I remember you sent those to me last September. They have to be completed by the term, so this term ends in May. So since most of you didn't do it last fall, it'll be required for you to finish it by the conclusion of this term. So please be working on that, whether it's a meeting, whether it's an event, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm always here to work with you if you have any questions, concerns. Any questions? Okay, with that, I yield. Please, are there any opinions of the court? Yes. Finally.
How y'all doing today? So just to keep you guys updated on the J board, so a couple new things, or one new thing that I have going on for this semester is I'm going to start assigning the J board specific governing documents so they can be well versed in. So we will all have one document that we can cover, really know, and then general information on the other documents. And also we're going to be looking for another justice. So Terry Prince of 5. And with that,
Mrs. Yancey, can you close the door, please? Thank you. All right, we will now move into unfinished business. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator White. I move to inquire on Senate Bill 1. Okay, does anyone second? Senator Robinson.
I second.
Okay, with that, we now move into a vote on inquiring on Senate Bill number 1. All those in favor? Hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? That the motion is passing, we now begin to inquire on Senate Bill number 1. Senator Robinson, go ahead and take it away.
I don't know if there's a motion or not, but this is the second reading for this bill. Because we read it last semester.
Yeah, we did though, but remember your bill was not in the right template, so
It wasn't right.
Senator White.
Point of information to the member, to the chair. Point of information to the chair, to the senator. What ended up happening is this bill made it through first reading and got sent to committee. And committee suspended it until to the new year. So committee never actually voted on this in GovOps. So this is actually referred to GovOps and still in first reading.
Okay. So does anyone want to make a motion to actually vote on this bill? Senator Robinson.
Make a motion to vote on this bill.
Wait, give me 1 second. Hold on. Can you revoke your motion very quickly? Vice President Edwards. So for those wondering why GovOps did not meet, our GovOps chair resigned and moved to subsequently moved to a different position. And we ended last year's term, like last year's semester. So we moved into this semester. So previously, GovOps would be on Monday, which is before GA, but they don't have a chair yet. We're voting on the chair today, which is why it didn't go through a committee. Does that make sense? Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion to break Senate rules to vote on this bill, Senate Bill number 1? Senator White.
I yield to the advisor.
Advisor Harris.
All right. Given that this is a bill that would change your constitution, it needs to go through all of its steps, which includes going to committee. So this week, y'all are voting on a chair for GovOps, yes?
Yes.
Yes. That means next Monday, y'all can vote, put it on the agenda and vote, or not vote, but, have your discussion? Yes,
Yes,
okay.
Vice President Edwards.
Hey, I agree. I agree. Yes, that this will be a change of the Constitution. But I was saying in terms of this time and the way things will flow this semester in terms of bills and everything like that. If this is gonna be the third time that we are gonna be in GA considering this bill. And it will go through GovOps and be approved because we've already looked at it now for the third time. I think that us moving it back another week will be an exercise in, red bureaucracy, public administration anyway. But I think it will be an unnecessary step as we already have seen this bill numerous times.
Senator White.
To the vice president's point, I actually kind of agree with him on it. This bill, we've actually have seen many times before, pushed out as a resolution, pushed out as a Senate bill. Now that this is changed, I don't think we'll have a problem going through GovOps. Again, I don't think anybody here was previously on the GovOps committee wouldn't have a problem to now push this bill favorable. This bill still has to go through the rules committee, I think, and still has to be voted on by the general public. And quite frankly, I personally, as a senator of Towson University, do not feel comfortable pushing off military veterans and their representation anymore than it has been. So I'm moving to suspend Senate rules and to vote on Senate Bill 1.
Point of order. Marcus, I'm sorry, you have to acknowledge.
Advisor Harris. You said a point of order.
I yield to Marcus.
Senator Robinson.
So, this bill does have to get voted on. So for the sake of today going back smoothly, I'll just talk about it and then we'll move it on to next week.
Put the motion on the floor.
Oh.
Yeah. I was going
My
to.
motion?
No, his motion.
I made a motion on the floor.
Acknowledging Senator White's motion. Does anyone second?
Still a point of order. Point of order.
Advisor Harris.
There are rules in place for how your process works. I understand the frustration about the bureaucracy. Y'all are the people in the seats doing the things. If you read your constitution, you will also notice that beyond the steps of passing through Senate, it also has to be reviewed by the Director of Student Activities, the Assistant Vice President for Campus Life, and the Vice President for Student Affairs. I cannot in good conscience, I'm gonna stop what I'm saying and Damon seems adamant about sharing.
Vice President Edwards.
Yes, you're right. We've conversed about this, but that's after the SGA itself has approved it. So in order for it to actually be like in action, the student body, the general public has to vote on it. And all of those people you mentioned have to vote on it. But that step doesn't have to happen until after the SGA does what we do.
Point of information.
Senator White.
Point of information through the chair to the advisor. Does the Senate not have the power to suspend their own rules and vote on their bills?
Again, Advisor Harris is here to console and give you another perspective, but I don't see anything constitutionally incorrect with suspending Senate rules to vote on this bill.
Then
Point of order. Well, no, never mind. I'm not gonna get it. Point of order.
Order.
Senator Robinson.
For the sake of time today, let's just let it go. Can I make changes? Can you revoke your motion, pretty please, on behalf of the writer of this bill?
Senator Robinson, what is the purpose of revoking the motion? You have a motion you want to make?
No, he to suspend Senate rules. He hasn't revoked it yet.
Exactly. So we're gonna go second the motion, and then if it fails, it fails. But if it goes, it goes. Once you want to make a motion.
Point of order. I have a motion on the floor.
Okay. Does anyone second Senator White's original motion? Senator Crosby?
No, second.
Okay, with that, we now move into a vote. All those in favor? Hands up, please. Yeah, good.
Can I just raise your hand higher, like not here, but like even thinking?
Opposed? Abstaining? That the motion is passed and, now suspend Senate rules to vote. With that, would, Senator Robinson,
Can it still be changed, right?
here, Mike,
It can be changed though, right?
What?
It can be changed, the bill. I would like to make a friendly amendment to change the capital L to a capital N.
We're in a vote.
Senator White.
I do believe I made a motion to discuss. To go
No,
into-
you made a motion to suspend Senate rules, which is why
And
we're
to
actually
vote.
part of
To vote, okay, then.
You didn't move to a vote yet. You didn't discuss, I know. Yeah.
We need to discuss.
Session, right?
No.
Okay,
You made a- you made a-
can I make a motion to discuss about the bill? No? He made a motion to vote.
The mic is not working.
Okay, everybody just calm down. So there doesn't need to be a motion to discuss because we're already in the, like, the portion. But what happens before the vote is discussion, so that's what we're gonna do. Yes, you can make a motion to change something, friendly amendment, royal amendment, whatever you need to do. If you want to change something, you can't do that in the discussion portion.
That makes sense.
Yes, that's what we're doing now. So if
Yeah.
you would like to make a motion, you can.
Senator Robinson,
Is friendly motion or friendly amendment?
Friendly amendment.
Friendly amendment to change the capital L to a capital N.
where?
It says section 12 and right under it for the SJ military, the capital L. Up, left. This is an L and then a period, and then it says the SGA military. Thank you.
So wait, this is the, oh, I thought this was a one. We're changing this, what do you want to change it to? What's your motion?
A capital N,
Capital N?
N, as in November.
Section. Because there's already a letter out, so it's.
Is that, Senator Robinson, is that good? Okay. Senator White, I believe you had your hand up.
I'm good.
Okay. Is there further more discussion, then I will entertain a motion to vote on this bill as a whole? Does anyone have a motion on the floor? Senator White?
Make a motion to vote on Senate Bill 1.
Okay, does anyone second? Senator Robinson? Okay, with that, we're now moving to a vote on Senate Bill number 1. All those in favor? Hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion has passed and Senate Bill number 1 is passed. Good job, Senator Robinson. Are there any other motions on the floor? Senator White?
This is a point of information, point of inquiry. Since resolution 21 is a new business, does that mean that we're waiting to put that in?
No, so if it's a confirmation bill, since it can't fall on either unfinished or new business, it will still be proceeded as voting for it. We still will go on the bill today.
But then
As we've done for all the other confirmation bills.
then I move to discuss resolution 21.
You need to vote.
Yes.
Okay, is anyone second? Senator Crosby?
I second.
Okay, with that, we're now moving to a vote on reviewing resolution number 21. All those in favor? Hands up, hands up. Opposed? Abstaining?
I voted aye.
Okay, with that, we're now moving to, with that, we now begin to review resolution number 21. Vice President Edwards.
Yeah, guys, so I made a mistake on the agenda. I forgot to add one name. She's going to be the AD for she's gonna be the AD for community outreach. Her name's Ashley Perry. So, there needs to be a motion to add her name, please.
Senator White,
I make a motion to add the, Assistant Director of Community Outreach, Ashley, you said?
Ashley
Yeah,
Perry.
Yeah, Ashley Perry.
Is anyone second? Senator Crosby.
I second.
Okay, with that one, I'm moving to a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? That the motion has passed, you can now add that it's not on there. Okay, so for the people that are being confirmed, could you guys please come up to the front, starting with Taylor Son? Round of applause, guys. And before anyone goes up, can you guys please not sit down after you guys speak? Deputy Justice Adenuga. Sure. Pardon me. I'll give him a mic, please.
Just like a point of clarification or some, I just want to know, how are we voting on the new members today? Is it one by one or all together?
So the resolution would be all in one because we're voting on a resolution, not on an election.
Okay, I just want to clarify that.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Sutton, thank you.
Good evening again, everyone. I'm Taylor. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an early childhood education major. I'm a senior. I hope you graduating in May. Period. I would like to be the director of higher education because I was once AD of the department. And I would say I planned a lot of things, got a lot of things done. The department was moving, we were working, doing a lot. So for example, I planned a co-drive in conjunction with the university's daycare. I also planned a service event at the daycare where we read to the kids and then we did a winter activity. I also planned a loan forgiveness and attendance tabling that went successful. And I also started a relationship with the counselors at Exit and got Exit started and we had planned events. And two big things I would like to do this semester as director of higher education would be I'm planning a graduate forum, a graduate studies forum. So basically I want it to be like a panel and I want grad studies to come. So if undergraduate students who are interested in grad studies can come, they can learn more about the whole process of applying and the overall experience of being a grad student. And the last thing I'm really excited about is the Young Professionals panel. And that's basically, I want people under 30, well, maybe 35, but under 30. And I want the high schoolers at Chesapeake to see young people in their professions. But I don't want it to just be white collar workers, like your pharmacists, your engineers. I want it to be blue collars, your trade workers, your HVAC, barbers, stuff like that. So they can see a whole abundance of careers and young people. And yeah, hope y'all have fun.
In the interest of time, I'm going to allow a couple of questions. Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Sutton? Okay, you can sit to the side. Actually, yeah. Go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. Assistant Director of Legislation Affairs, Delina, could you please come up front and speak on why that could be in the position? Everyone up front. And anybody next, can y'all just stand up and line behind us so we can make it a little bit quicker? So, David, Dami, Sarantu, and Ashley, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Delina. I was former government operations chair and I'm trying to be AD for Isaiah Legislative Affairs. I'm a poli-sci major, if you guys don't know. I'm really passionate about government, politics, and all that jazz. And I hope to bring that to the campus and inform the students on what's going on nationally and internationally and make forums and stuff like that. And yeah. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. David, go ahead.
My name is David. If y'all didn't know me, I was 80 last year. I got a passion for bringing ideas to life. You know, I like doing that. I do it myself. And I like to take a step up and I guess do it in a leadership position. I feel like I have the skills to do that. Yeah. Any questions?
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Damon. I'm a computer science major. I'm a junior. And I want to become a director because I feel like I'll gain more experience and more knowledge. And that's it.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. For the people that don't know me, I'm Seranto. So the reason I want to be director of community outreach, I was AD last semester, and the reason I specifically chose that department, at first, I'm gonna be honest, at first it was the basic stuff, gaining leadership experience. It's good on the resume too, I'm not gonna lie. But then as I work with everyone and also I learned a lot of stuff at retreat, I can say that it was more about growing up, getting a family, giving back to the community, and I built a relationship with also student organization on campus. So they know SJ is not only here for approving their budget, but we're also here like to support them and everything. And the last one is building my tool belt, like we learned at retreat. Having like those resources for you to go to anytime if you need any help or just if you need to talk. Does anyone have any questions? No.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Perry. I'm a junior here at Towson, and I'm majoring in information technology. In my previous role, I was community service chair for a different organization, and I wanted to do more with this role, which is why I applied and I went to join Student Government Association. So, my goal for this position is basically to have more of community service for the entire student body. I have noticed that a lot of students, if they're not in an organization, they typically don't register and go to the events. So that is my goal for the department this semester. And previously I have volunteered with Maryland Book Bank, Meals on Wheels, and Women of Valor. So I'm really excited for this semester, and we already have a lot of stuff planned.
Thank you. You guys really step out while you go. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. All right, now that that's done, on to the important, not important, but the interesting stuff. So, we're about to start government operations chair elections. Does anyone would like to nominate himself or nominate somebody else? The, assistant director, Apple here. Someone pass her a mic.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to nominate Senator Rhymes.
Okay. Senator White. And hold on, wait a second. Senator Ryan, did you accept the nomination, first of all? Please refrain from doing all that stuff. Please leave that in office.
Yes.
Okay. Senator White.
So personally, I would totally like to nominate myself, but because I don't have the time to do that, I'm gonna do the next best thing, in my opinion, Senator Crosby.
Senator Crosby, do you accept? I do accept. Are there any other nominations for the position? Director Cunningham? You know what? You don't pass her a mic, pass her a mic.
I nominate Senator Wright because I think you'll do a good job, period.
No, right. You accept.
I'll accept.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for government operations? Senator Robinson.
I am so sorry. I didn't know the senator's last name.
Excuse me?
This young, fine gentleman at the end of the row right here, I feel like he would be a great fit for this position. I'm not going names, I do apologize, but I feel like he has really good work ethic.
Senator Taya, do you accept?
I do.
Okay. Yes. Are there any more nominations for government operations chair? Hearing none. Senator Taya, Senator Crosby, Senator White, Senator Rhines, and Senator, yeah, go ahead and give a speech on why I'd like to be government operations chair. So go ahead. Starting with Senator Rhines, Crosby, White, and Taya. Go ahead and give a round of applause, guys. Take it away.
First off, I wanted to say thank you to Lena, former government operations chair. You know, she taught me a lot. She's a big reason why I wanted to go forward with this position. And I also wanted to say thank you to all of you because I transferred here last semester and I'm kind of reserved a little bit. So, you know, you may notice I was in my shell, you know, I was laid back, I didn't speak much. But over the past few months, you know, you guys really just embraced me. It feels like family and I'm thankful for all of you. So. Move on to the technical side of things. One of the main requirements of government operations chair is just really understanding sentence structure, punctuation, grammar, spelling, all those type of things. And that's something I'm really familiar with. I actually pride myself on all of those things. So last summer, I spent my time interning with a law firm and I'll be back this summer. So, you know, it's my passion, of course, I'm a poli-sci major. And I actually wrote a bill for my firm, of course, and a motion as well. And it was successful. It was a good motion. It passed in the court, and you know that's something I pride myself on. But you know, especially the whole structure thing, you know, it's something you have to work at. And I feel like me actually being in government operations chair and watching Lena run the whole meetings and everything, it equips me with the skills, the tools, and just everything I need to know to run this way, the right way. So thank you.
Oh wait, Senator Rhines. Does anyone have any questions for Senator Rhines? Senator Sedgwick. Anyone pass my mic, please? What was your bill about that passed?
So my bill was actually, it was a motion, but, it was actually about, a man, he, was incarcerated and they felt like he was being held, wrongfully. So they filed a motion for his release and he got released.
Any more questions? Thank you, Senator Ryan. Hello, everybody. For everybody that doesn't know me, I'm Cliff. I'm a senator. And my time at SGA, from the jump, I got to work under President Colquitt and Vice President Edward II. And getting pay-by reporting, not past year, but in the academic senate, that was a big thing for us. Being appropriations vice chair, rules committee, I've gotten to, get acquainted with all the senators. And one of the things we talked about over retreat was being passionate about your job and, that being the key factor in doing good work. And one of the things I want to do if appointed as government operations chair is not just be the person you meet with during committees, but work with you guys and working on legislation. I think my time at SBA has equipped me to lead you guys and creating effective legislation and just bolstering your impact on this campus and just impact with as an administration. Thank you. Are there any questions for Senator Crosby? Thank you. Senator White. Senator White.
I honestly did not expect to be up there today. Both Senator Crosby and Senator Rhines are very good at what they're doing. I've been on committee with them and they've done very, very awesome work, honestly. Me personally, I don't personally have the time for this. No, personally, I have the extra time to be a committee chairman. Those 10 hours requested. That being said, I am more than willing to make time if you guys accept me or would like me into that position. I've been a committee chairman for different organizations and different groups, and it's just like running a committee, except for writing bills. I will make sure that everyone has a fair chance to speak. I will make sure that everyone has their ability to come into GovOps and to create their legislation, and so we can have a strong working relationship. And when we come into GA, we have everything decided, ready to go. So all we have to do is vote. All of our discussion, all of our working will be done in GovOps. So, I yield.
Anyone have any questions? Hearing none, thank you. Last but not least, Senator Taya, take it away.
I hope everyone's fine. Happy Tiger Tuesday. I hope you all survive. I just want to say I withdraw. Because I will be quitting the Senate next week. You'll be getting my formal resignation. I'm not leaving SBA, y'all. Still up. I'll be in another position. So that's it. Any questions?
Are there any questions? Senator Sedgwick.
Why don't you accept the nomination
Can you answer?
That's up to you, pressure.
If you're not going to run, you can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you for your notice. So the remaining nominees, Senator White, Senator Crosby, and Senator Ryan, could you please step out while we deliberate? Thank you, gentlemen. Great job, gentlemen. Congratulations, General Lyons. Great job, gentlemen. Moving on to the next piece of the agenda. Are there any other questions on the floor? Senator White?
We're on resolution. A motion to inquire resolution 22.
No, we're voting on it today.
Yeah.
Did you retract your motion?
I motion to review 22.
Okay. Does anyone second? Senator Damon?
I second.
Okay, with that, we're now moving to a vote on reviewing resolution number 22. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Without the motion is passing, we'll now start to review resolution number 22. So the way this is going to work is we're going to go through an order of elimination process with all the bills, and we're going to go through there and we're going to vote on whichever gets struck until we're at 5 remaining bills left, which will be presented on the floor for Agro Friday. Does that make sense? Okay, does anyone have any bills that they already proposed that or motion to get strike? Senator White?
A motion to strike Senate Bill 0001. Number 1, Senate Bill 1.
Okay. Is anyone second? Senator Sedgwick? Okay. So that would now move to a vote on striking Senate Bill 0001. All those in favor?
We're voting point of information. I do believe that we have to vote on the review of Senate Bill 1, so I'm making a motion and re-editing before we vote to strike it, right?
No, so the original motion is designed for you to strike through the motion, strike through the bill first until we're at 5, but not to review it.
Oh, yeah. Take it, strike
You
it.
retract your motion?
No, strike it. Standing.
Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Director Paxton? Someone pass him a mic. Everyone knows what bill we're talking about, SB 0001, just for clarification.
Alrighty, so yeah, Senate Bill 1, that is basically banning concealed carry in the state of Maryland. You know, as Gen Z, as our generation, one of the top issues that we're facing right now is gun violence and mass shootings. And I think just having this bill on our agenda, you know, states that we are the generation that cares about gun control legislation, and that, you know, we in Maryland, there is you know, getting a gun won't be easy. Being able to carry around your gun won't be easy. And I understand some of the, you know, some of the other debate, but concealed carry does bring a lot of anxiety to people. And, you know, it's proven that a good guy with a gun doesn't always stop the bad guy with the gun. It often creates more confusion in the situation. So I'd like to see Senate Bill 1 kept on the agenda.
Senator White?
So the director made a few points that I just want to highlight. First off, Senate Bill 1 affects people who are law-abiding citizens. This does absolutely not affect criminals. This bill does not target people who are going to break the law anyways. This affects me, being a law-abiding citizen that goes out and properly goes and does the classes, the state protected classes, the state requirements, and to make sure that I and many others, just like me as a law-abiding citizen, can protect ourselves. That's what this bill does. This bill impedes us from protecting ourselves. It also originally how the law states, as of now. Then when a person wants to go and conceal carry, we have to go through our classes, wait our 90-day period, and then move and get our cards. That's simple. You're not allowed to carry without your cards. The second thing is any business that chooses to have a gun-free zone we have to respect and follow it because that is the law now. This is the state claiming those businesses ahead of time as gun-free zones. So you're not even, they're taking away those businesses' choices to deem what is necessary. They are just stepping in for those businesses. So again, now we're removing our constitutional freedoms for businesses. Our businesses no longer have the right to make their own decisions for their stores. And we as a SGA Senate is saying that we support less freedom for businesses. Is that what we're doing? With that, I call the question on this drawing. Oh, wait, I withdraw that motion, sir. Thank you. Sorry, I yield.
Thank you. Representative Macaulay.
Yes, so, real quick to, just to that point, let's think about the definition of a criminal. A criminal is only a person who's committed the crime. We're looking to prevent any further similar actions like mass shootings or single shootings or just whatever, gun violence in general. But the point of it is, these people aren't criminals until they commit the act. And I feel like a lot of you will agree with me. By that point, it's far too late. It's just reasonable at this point. I understand what you're saying. And while it may seem unfair, it's ridiculous. It's gotten too far. Like, it's gotten way too far and something needs to be done. And like, just putting up the defense that the good people don't deserve to be punished for this, it isn't enough to outweigh the deaths.
Good Johnston. Someone pass on mic, please. There should be one on the row.
Yeah, I just want to speak, coming from a place where there are a lot of guns and a lot of people who do conceal carry. It's never very comforting, at least for me, and I can't speak for anyone else's experience. But for me, it never got more comfortable to see someone in a Walmart carrying, a pistol or something bigger. Like, I don't know, I've seen a lot of weird stuff back in Worcester County. But just to speak on that anxiety part that Isaiah was talking about, it does cause me a lot of anxiety, and it usually makes me want to go to a different aisle or start planning out, okay, if I hear something that I shouldn't be hearing in a Walmart, how am I getting out of here? And that shouldn't be something that I have to think about on a day-to-day basis. That's all.
Thank you. Senator Brown.
I'm not really gonna take a side on this because I see both sides of the argument. In the sense of what Senator White was saying, people who do have guns, they usually have a license for it. And I think the person that they're really worrying about are people who don't have it. And I think, like y'all said, a good person with a gun won't stop a bad person, but at the same time, me personally, it does ensure a little bit of safety. Because what's the difference between a regular civilian who has a wearing carry license and a police officer? They both have guns and they both have a license to carry it. So that's just what I have to say. But on another note, at the same time, I think somebody with a gun might feel a little bit more confident to do something or, escalate the situation, which is why I see both sides with the whole, gun violence thing and, we witness school shootings and stuff like that. So I see why it's just kind of a little bit of a conflict. I personally would abstain on this because it's just, a lot to think about.
Just a point of order, just for you with the senator. So you can only decide to abstain if you have if you don't have neutrality over the issue at hand. So if you're not someone that you can't really abstain if you're a senator, pretty much, unless you're neutral. No, I'm saying like you can't abstain unless like unless you literally cannot maintain subject neutrality.
I'm not really understanding what you're saying. So I have to vote on something even though I don't really have a direct answer.
Constitutionally, you have to make a choice because unless it's a conflict of interest, you can't really.
So it kind of is a conflict of interest for me, unless you want to know what the reason.
I yield to Vice President Edwards.
So constitutionally, the only two reasons why you can like abstain is if you miss some time, like person privilege, have you bathroom or something like that. Or if you have inherent biases with either side, like if you're in a club and we're voting to give that club money or something like that. If there's inherent bias or if you miss a significant amount of.
Okay, so I kind of do have an inherent bias.
Okay.
Well, pass that message on, Mike.
No, it's right, it's right.
I would also like to speak on my support of striking this as a bill. Both our director of legislation and Joe's back here. Director of civil engagement have both stated the fact that you have anxiety or you're scared of somebody to conceal carry. And the whole point of what I think they're missing is, I think they're more thinking of open carry where you can see the weapon. The whole point of concealed carry is so that nobody knows you have the gun on you. That's the whole point. If it's visible to anybody, then it's not concealed carry, no matter how much is visible. So I think the fact that you get anxiety from something you don't even know is there is out the window. Honestly, that shouldn't even be a factor in this. Also, this is a constitutional right. The Supreme Court just voted on allowing Maryland residents to get their concealed carry without going through state police and all these other restrictions and stuff. So I think legislating making a bill on us not being able to conceal carry after the Supreme Court just allowed us more freedom in getting out concealed carry would be very reflective of a decision made by our highest court and our rights.
Director Glaston.
I mean, to your point about the extremist Supreme Court, over the summer, they also ruled that some women don't have the right to get abortion or to get access to that abortion. So, take that how you want it. I also recommend that we limit discussion on this motion for 2 more minutes.
Point of order.
I recommend that a senator do that.
Senator White.
Never mind. He corrected himself. He can't make one.
Okay. He didn't make one anyways. Senator White. So I just want to touch on a few things. And one statement that Director Johnson said, and I just want to re-clarify again, that a person carrying in a Walmart and is visible to you is open carry at that point. That is not concealed carry. And this bill covers concealed carry, not open carry, which technically in theory, open carry is actually illegal kind of in this state, but we'll go into that later. The gentleman who kind of says basically what outlined in Senate Bill 86, school shootings and everything else is basically the reason why Senate Bill 86 was made, and outlines to stop people from all those things that you've said. Senate Bill 1 doesn't target criminals. This is not a target to deter anybody from stopping those negative acts. Because these are law-abiding citizens. This is not people that are naturally going to break or going to break the law or I break the law or also break the law because basically our state can set up so through their state laws for handguns that it's kind of unknown that someone could use such firearm in that matter. So I just want to highlight on that, but yeah, I see your point and I respect your point. I just want to say that to you as well. With that, I yield. Thank you. Is there any further questions or concerns about this Senate Bill 0001? Senator McGuire. He's gonna pass on the mic.
I just have a point of inquiry to Director Baxman. What are the bills that the Towson University staff or administration have recommended?
Yeah, so in talks with them, they recommended that we support Senate Bill 63. They also mentioned to us that, having a gun right, not a gun rights, but, a gun safety legislation bill, whether it's Senate Bill 1 or Senate Bill 86, would be preferred, and yeah, Senate Bill 63, the transcripts. So basically just those three.
Could you repeat those, please?
So one of the gun restriction bills, gun safety bills, excuse me, Senate Bill 1 that we're talking about, or Senate Bill 86. And then also the transcript request by students with through unpaid accounts. We had lobbied on that bill last year. It's something they'd like to see done and lobbied on again, if we'd like to touch on that again.
Thank you, Director Claxton. Senator Dengu.
So I have a question for anybody who can answer it. I'm just wondering how, like, for a big event or something like that, how somebody would verify if you are carrying, if you're still carrying or not.
Senator Sedgwick.
And your question was, how can you verify that somebody's carrying, or is it that they're legal, they're allowed to carry?
It was more so like, how would you know that somebody's not entering events to illegally carry weapons?
Who's this towards, like police or just common citizens?
Like if there's an ordinance house and right, and we strike this.
Well, Towson doesn't allow it on the campus.
Senator Sedgwick, if you don't know the answer to the question.
I'm answering the question, I'm telling that Towson doesn't allow guns on campus.
Just for example, like if there was a big event somewhere where guns are allowed.
Anywhere.
Where guns are not allowed. Or guns in somewhere where you are allowed to conceal carry. Or.
And you wouldn't know. So that's open to conceal carry.
Well, Senator Yield. Well, Senator Yield, this question, can you yield?
Senator White.
Thank you. Can you please ask your question again? I teach firearm safety and I can actually, because I've actually gone through this scenario. So can you please ask your question again?
All right, I yield my question. I want to say it. For a situation in which there's a large event and there's somebody who has the intent to bring a weapon in illegally, but they conceal it the same way that somebody who has a license to conceal it. How you discern between the two?
So naturally, first thing is, any notable citizen that's gone through the class and has been told, hey, you are not allowed to carry this at this location, 9 times out of 10 they'll follow. Mainly because we've gone through the classes, we've gone through the steps, and we've gone through the preparation to get our cards. And we're not going to allow one incident or one bad choice for us to actually not to lose our privilege or lose our cards and to be in jail, because that's 10 years. We get sentenced for breaking those. It's 3 things typically. You either get fined, you can also get trespassed, but you also get sentenced and thrown in jail for breaking the gun-free zones. There's outlines as schools are gun-free zones. There's many things that are outlined as gun-free zones. But at the bottom of that bill, it says any business or any location that is deemed a gun-free zone is a gun-free zone, and it is outlined to us. So most of us will follow the law. And 9 times out of 10, if a police officer sees you and they're very vigilant, trust me, I've done it. I've gone through a police officer stopping me and asking me where's your permit and things like that. 9 times out of 10, if you were breaking the law, they're going to throw you in jail. So
That are you. Senator Hicks, did you have your hand up? Okay. Is there any other further discussion or concerns, questions about Senate Bill 0001? Okay, hearing none. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator White.
I call the question.
Just to be clear, we're going to be voting on striking Senate Bill 0001 from being presented on February Friday. Just to be clear. Does anyone second the call to question? Senator Sedgwick? Okay, with that one, I'm going to vote on the call to question. All those in favor? Hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, when I move into a vote, on striking Senate Bill 0001 from the Tiger Pride Day legislative agenda. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, Senate Bill 0001 has been struck. President Goku.
Director Monage, did you get a voting record on that? Votes? A voting record of like these senators, yay, nay? Okay, that's what's.
Director Johnstone.
I would like to make recommend a motion to discuss House Bill 0099 financial literacy curriculum.
What was it again?
House Bill 0099 financial literacy curriculum.
Does anyone acknowledge his motion or recommendation? Senator Crosby?
I acknowledge the recommendation.
With that, we're now moving to a vote on discussing House Bill 00129.
I second.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, we'll now begin to review House Bill 00129. Is there any discussing questions or concerns? Director Paxton?
I recommend that a senator limit discussion on this for 5 minutes.
Appropriations Chair Adesanya?
I acknowledge them working.
Okay. So do you make the motion? You make.
I move that we limit the discussions to 5 minutes.
Does anyone second? Senator Sayem?
I second.
Okay, with that, we're now moving to a vote on limiting discussion to 5 minutes only. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, the motion has passed and we will not be limiting discussion to 5 minutes per bill. Vice President, I was, you set a timer please for 5 minutes for discussion, and I'll let you know when to start. Director Johnstone?
So I really like this bill.
Wait. We haven't started the timer yet.
Okay, just let me
Go.
Okay, okay. So I really like this bill. I read through it a little bit. My only concern with it is we have a lot to get through and we gotta start making chopping blocks somewhere. And with this bill, I think currently looking back, I would be like, yeah, I'd love to take that class in high school. But being a 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grader, I don't really think I would want to take a course on financial literacy or anything like taxes or anything like that would put me to sleep. I'm sorry. So I would recommend the Senate.
Okay, Senator Crosby.
I just want to acknowledge that we're not looking for classes that are just so super duper fun that keep you awake all the time. Basically just getting adequate knowledge that you need, just going into adulthood that currently is not there. Do not think we should be cutting classes just because they make us a little sleepy. They give you knowledge needed.
Senator Wines. We'll pass my mic.
Me personally, I had to take a financial literacy course in Charles County, and it was pretty beneficial. I learned a lot from it, and in my high school classes, I didn't really learn a lot. It was just kind of, bled, but in financial literacy especially, I learned a lot, so I think we should definitely keep this on there.
Senator Cedric.
And to add on to that, I also feel like
this, like he said, this is, you don't take classes to keep you awake or to have fun. You take them to learn. And I've also heard from plenty of people that have graduated high school that are grown parents, like educators, wishing that they would have taken a financial literacy class while they were in high school to prepare them for, like Cliff said, adulthood, and what you will have to eventually know and learn to grow up.
Senator Brady. Someone pass my mic.
Honestly, I think out of all the high school students I've spoken to, and even when I was a high school student myself, I think the most common answer you get from someone of that age is, oh, how am I gonna use this in life, you know? So I think a financial literacy class is like really important. You know, like they said, I don't think it's necessarily important for it to be entertaining, but more so the life skills that are necessary to this, you know?
Senator Robinson. Someone pass my mic.
And this is also keeping in mind that years ago, a lot of schools had a version of this as home economics, where they taught our parents how to balance checkbooks and things like that. And I think financial literacy is very important, especially when we live in a time where credit companies send you letters in the mail constantly. I got like 3 credit card offers the other day, like, and if you don't know any better, if you don't know about money, if you don't know about how to budget your money, you'll make unwise financial decisions, because nobody else is teaching you this stuff. And so I think that having the option, and mind you, it's an option. This is not necessarily making it mandatory, or maybe it is, but having somebody teach you these things are an essential tool for you so that you're not going into debt early. Yes, I yield.
Vice President Alvarez.
Yeah, not to continually be like reading the same portion, stuff like that, but I definitely think this should be one of the finalists at the end of these next 64 seconds and counting. This should definitely be as a finalist. Like Senator Robinson said, like if you don't know free money, you think it's free money. It's not free. Yeah, Credit Karma, they got you. So yeah, I like the word.
There's a point of information.
Just to what he said, he doesn't know if it was mandatory or not. It states that it just makes the course available to students. Like it's not a mandatory course. That's all.
Senator White.
I just wanted to really just pinpoint on the fact that when you go to high school, you're there to learn about life. This is your final preparation before you go to life. And so I think it's quite important that everyone in the high school in the state of Maryland should know how to balance a checkbook and how to do their taxes, because I didn't know. I didn't know when I graduated high school. I had to go to the tax preparers because they know more. But yeah, I actually yield a question to the director on why you think
that is
shouldn't be in high school.
Timer's off. Timer's off. You're good on 5 minutes. With that, we're moving to a vote on House Bill 099. All those in favor? Striking it, we already discussed this, striking the bill. We already discussed this before. My apologies for the vernacular, but striking the bill from the legislative agenda for Federal Friday. Striking this part. Does everyone understand what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So all those in favor of striking House Bill 0099? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the bill stays. Director Ramos?
Hello, so I would like to recommend for senators to talk about HB 00016, which is the primary secondary education Title IX notice.
Could you repeat the name of the House bill again, please?
Sure. House Bill 00016, primary and secondary education and Title IX notice. Speak your voices out. Hear our voices out.
Advisor Harris, you had your hand up.
I did. This is just a general point of information. There are about 15 minutes left of this meeting. Tiger Pride Day is in a month, exactly. And training has to be created to share, and this information needs to be shared with the university student body. We were hoping that this was going to be done today. I am suggesting that y'all prioritize voting or making motions to vote on things that you are in favor of keeping until we get to 5. So having conversations about stuff that you don't want is taking us longer to get to what we do want. And we have 15 minutes left. If this has to go into next week, this delays planning by an entire week, and Tiger Pride Day is a really big situation. So being mindful of time and making a suggestion to talk in favor, starting our conversation talking in favor instead of against.
One of inquiries, Supervisor Harris. So could they bundle up a bunch of bills they think are favorable and then you vote on them as a whole just to save time?
You could, but just know that if people have opposing opinions, then you still would have to break it up. So you might still just do them one by one and limit. Y'all are saying the same things, that everybody's like agreeing on the same things. If the point has been made, let it be made, do the vote and keep it moving.
Okay.
It's my suggestion.
President Albert.
So there's a lot of bills, so I think that we should just continue doing what we're doing. What advisor said, like, we don't kind of keep making the same point 3 times, but as far as just saying what we don't want, I think it's more important to strike out what we don't, and then whatever is left, we just pick from those 5. Because right now we've only gotten through 2 and there's still a lot more, so I think we should just keep striking the ones we don't and get it, the list narrow, because no matter what we do in these next 15 minutes, we're still gonna do it next week anyway. So, I think we can just keep tracking.
Dr. Johnstone. Be mindful that if we're discussing the House bills, further delaying the process.
Actually, could we make a recommendation to extend the time of this GA to do not have to do this next week? To give Director Baxton more time to do something?
Senator White.
I'll adopt that motion.
Can you repeat that?
Since we were gonna do 5 minutes, I'll adopt that motion.
You restated?
I motion to extend GA.
To what?
To 8 o'clock. Or 7:30.
Order.
I motion to extend GA to 8 o'clock to discuss these motions. These are important bills. We're about to lobby to the State House. Honestly, these are important bills that we're gonna lobby to the State House. And we're putting a rush on this when we shouldn't be. We should be taking our time, asking our questions and having discussion, because that's why we're here. So I make a motion to extend GA to 8 o'clock to get this done and to do our duty that we decided that we are here to do.
Hang on a second. Dr. Senator Vines. Okay, with that, we're gonna move into a vote on extending J to 8. Others in favor? Vote. Discussion is over. Okay, yeah, actually, we can do that. Director Baxton. You can discuss before a motion, before you vote, you can discuss.
That's not true. You can't discuss.
You can.
You didn't do it.
5 to 10 hours.
Guys, I know it's been a month, but how it works, somebody motions, somebody seconds, discussion, vote. Most of the time, after somebody seconds, they are in agreement, so we skip the discussion a lot, they don't have anything to say. This time, it looks like somebody has something to say.
So, yeah, okay, thank you. Director Baxton?
Yeah, I just want to say, I agree with Senator White's motion. These bills were supposed to be voted on at retreat, but the Senate bill just fell out, so we have to do it now. So if you guys were there to do your job, we wouldn't have to be here till 8 o'clock. So let's get through these bills, and because the university's down my back, they need these bills now. They need it for the marketing and they need it for everything. So we have to get it done tonight.
Deputy Chief Adenuga? Right? Senator Brown? Don't pass around, mic, please.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion on the floor. You can't make two motions at the same time. President Copeland.
I know it's our first J back, but I do appreciate Senator White and Senator Rhines, because we're here to do the work, so let's just crank these bills out so we can get Tiger Project plan going. That's fine.
I have a question. So I know y'all said like you can't motion when there's a bill on the floor, whatever just happened, but I thought that he made a motion and then Director Daxon started talking. But I thought.
Senator Brown, so what happened was there was a motion we discussed, and now when the discussion ceases, we're about to vote. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right, is there further discussion? Hearing none, I'm moving to a vote on extending J to 8. All those in favor? Opposed? Hands up. Abstaining? With that, the motion is rejected. Director Saxton?
I recommend that a senator, move to extend GA till 7:30.
Senator White?
I move to extend GA to 7:30.
Anyone second? Senator Sedgwick? Okay, with that, when I'm moving to a vote, all those in favor? Hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? That the motion passes and GA is extended to 7:30. So, back to the discussion that Director Edwards brought up regarding House Bill 0099. Did anyone want to further continue discussion with that? Director Sutton?
Point of information.
Correct.
It's House Bill 006.
Oh, pardon me, House Bill 016. Yes, proceed.
Hey guys, so as you know, I'm an educator and I'm actually in a Title IX school right now, and I'm one of those schools who do not have a coordinator. And I would just say that this is actually very important to me, very heartfelt, because like these issues are actually in schools and they need those proper supports to how to go about it. Because all educators aren't actually, you know, it's sad to say all educators aren't as passionate as what an actual coordinator would be for Title IX. So I would say, like for real, like this should be a part of it. So it's not only for elementary school students, because the elementary school students aren't the only students going through this, all the way to high school. So this all protects, you know, all those kind of stuff. It is talking about in the paragraph. So I think this should be definitely a part of your, yeah.
So I'm gonna make a point of information because I don't know.
Can you use the mic?
I'm making a point of information because I don't necessarily know, was there a motion to strike or a motion to vote to keep this bill on the sheet?
So Advisor Harris had recommended that we go off of doing it off of in favor. But the way I was doing it is we strike through until we're at 5, because I feel like it makes the most sense, the most conservative, because if we're doing it in favor, then what about the ones that are being rejected? That's much more, right? So if it's in favor, if it's rejected, then we'll only have 5 remaining and we can bring them up to other Director Daxton.
So with respect,
I'm
gonna make a motion to keep this on here. And with respect to that, this is a good bill, this is Title IX bill, this affects children, affects schools. I don't see why it shouldn't be off there. So I move to keep it on here, HB 006.
You get, this motion. Does anyone second? Senator Tayyip? Okay, with that, the discussion, Vice President Edwards. Okay, I'll yield to Jordan. Go.
I think Director Sutton made a really good point that schools need Title IX coordinators. However, this bill does not give schools Title IX coordinators. It just says, if you have one, you got to know who it is. So I wouldn't really push this as one of our 5 legislative priorities, because there's so many other good bills that we can push for. I do think it's a good start to the conversation, but if we're only picking 5 for Tiger Pride Day, I probably wouldn't put this one on there because it doesn't give all schools a Title IX coordinator.
Yeah, I would agree. I think like Jordan, like President Coco mentioned, like this is a great bill and a great start. Each school does have like guidance counselors and stuff like that can help out with issues pertaining to this. Like I said, not trying to get insensitive or anything like that, but we only have 5 bills, and there's other bills like the hate crime one, 005. You have the Senate Bill 121, more opportunities for career focused student acts. Like there's other bills that I think would be more beneficial to hoping future generations than this.
Director Johnston. Oh, I thought, oh, my bad. Director Rohan. Yes.
Thank you. Without breaking confidentiality, we also have to look at the second half, which is the process to file the misconduct report, as well as the support measures. And yes, without breaking confidentiality, the school that I'm currently student teaching at, last semester when I entered, I learned that there was a teacher who had a reputation of flirting with the underage students. Nothing was being done because the students didn't know what to do. That pissed me off. And I filed a report with the sheriff's office, and turns out he was doing a lot of illegal stuff and he's now in jail. And that's because the students did not know who to turn to. So they were victims, over 20 victims. So this needs to be here so that never happens again.
Senator McGuire. Brennan. Senator Walker.
So, Senator Crosby made a good point too. There's a lot of schools that may or may not have Title IX officers. But that being said, this opens up the door, opens up the door to have investigations on why there isn't a Title IX officer at that school. So I think that's another reason why, and a very good point on why this bill should be one of the things that we should be arguing. Does anyone else have their hand up before
Senator Sedgwick.
Brennan? Oh, I call the question. I never yelled, so I call the question.
Call a question
On the vote to confirm this on the street, to leave this on the street.
Okay, is anyone a second? Senator Dangu.
I second.
Okay, with that one, I'm moving to a calling question. All those in favor?
This is about to call the question.
Yeah, on the call to question. Hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the call to question has passed, and now we're now moving to a vote on keeping House Bill 0016. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, House Bill 0016 stays.
I'd like to recommend that the Senate consider to accept Senate Bill 63, trying to request by students and paid student help.
Okay, does anyone second that motion? Senator Crosby. Okay, with that one, I'm moving to a vote on discussing Senate Bill 0063. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, we now begin to discuss Senate Bill 0063. Is there any questions, concerns regarding the Senate bill? Solicitor General Brown. Granted. Representative Thompson. Granted. Senator Rahimi. Granted. But let you know that if you Senator Rahimi, if you when you come back in, you have to abstain from voting. Okay. Probation's Chair Adesanya. Guys, three senators have left the room in the past 1 minute. Can we please refrain from using personal point of personal privilege or about a vote and discuss Senate Bill 0016? You're granted, but no more senators, please. Senator Robinson.
I feel like this is important, but I feel like it's not as important as a lot of the other, on here. I don't know the exact name, but on here.
Then go with.
I'd entertain like hearing why you think it's not appropriate, but I will say we do represent an institution of higher education, and this impacts a lot of college age students. I do believe this bill also like came across the Tiger Pride Day agenda last year, Director Daxon, and we did vote to support it. But in the actual legislature, I don't think it went through committee because the legislature only meets for 90 days and they just quite frankly don't get to all the bills. But yeah, I think, once you graduate from college, if you have, even so they didn't release my transcript to the Army, which impacted some stuff with ROTC, and it just caused like so much confusion that, I was gonna pay the 150, but I'll say the bursar's office like held me back with doing like some ROTC enrollment stuff. And even post grad, like you're trying to go to grad school, you want to go to law school. If you owe $1, you will not get your transcript sent to those schools. You know what I mean? So I think this would help a lot of students seeking higher education beyond undergraduate studies, and other opportunities as well that may inquire about student transcripts. So I would disagree that it's not significant.
Senator White.
So this is a bill that affects us directly. At some point, we're all going to be graduating at some point, and we eventually need our transcripts to move on. And I personally do not want to be hindered because I have probably like $50 in an annual account that I probably forgot. So this bill actually protects us in a way. Protects us and it protects students outside of this room, and it will protect students out and throughout the state. And I think this is another important bill. So.
Any other concerns, questions, comments? Okay, hearing none. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator White.
Call the question.
Okay. Is anyone second? Senator Tayyip? Okay, with that, we're now moving to a vote on the call to question. All those in favor? Hands up, hands up, hands up. Opposed? Abstaining? Well. Okay, with that, we're moving to a vote on maintaining Senate Bill 0063. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, Senate Bill 0060 will be kept for the legislative, for the Tiger Pride Day legislative agenda. Director Johnstone.
I would like to recommend that the Senate takes into account of support House Bill 0009, Equity and Transportation Sector Guidelines.
Yes. Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, we currently are at 3 bills that are staying that will be presented to Tiger Pride Day. So let's start to think deeply. Senator White.
I motion to inquire on Senate Bill 0005 hate crimes.
Does anyone second? Senator Hicks. Okay, with that one, I'm moving to a vote on inquiring on State House Bill 006.
No, Senate Bill 005.
Okay. 5. Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, we'll begin to inquire on Senate Bill 0005. Vice President Edwards.
Yeah, I would like to appeal to the Senate and ask you guys to keep this one. I really think that being representatives of a student population that's extremely diverse, we're supposed to be representing student diversity and inclusion, and all of that, all aspects of that. I think that pushing or lobbying for a bill that would help to rectify issues, especially regarding hate crimes, and give them an outlet, kind of like how we did for the Title IX students, would be extremely important step, especially considering Towson is becoming a minority institution.
Director Johnston.
I agree with everything that's been said so far. I think this bill is incredibly important to our student body. And I think that, as was said beforehand, this directly impacts not only our student body, but all student bodies, and even beyond students, just everybody in general who resides in Maryland. So I think it would be good to do this legislation.
Okay. Is there any other questions, concerns, comments regarding Senate Bill 0005? Senator White.
So I have a few questions to the Director of Legislative Affairs, just to make sure that I'm understanding, because I've read this bill a few times tonight. This bill is to target or allow other people, people that have been hurt by a hate crime, to sue the person that has committed that crime against them, correct?
Yeah, so if someone committed a hate crime against you, you'd be able to seek damages and monetary value against them.
Or organization?
Yeah, or organization, yeah.
Thank you. I call the question. I mean, I yield to Senator.
Do you call a question or do you?
I yield. So that's something that you're currently not able to do under the laws.
Yes, I think right now it's currently wishy-washy, whether you can or you can't. And so this would just make it lawsome that you can do this.
Like concrete.
Yes.
Deputy Justice Abinga.
So, for this bill, I believe is a great bill that we should support because it goes with the hate bias reporting that we were campaigning for this semester. So I believe it's a great explanation of SG and what we're going through.
Thank you, Senator Bingu. I would like to call a question. Okay, can you go second? Senator Ryan. With that one, I'm moving to a vote on calling a question. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that one, I'm moving to a vote on keeping Senate Bill 0005. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, Senate Bill 0005 is kept. Dr. Johnston.
When we voted this year on bills that we wanted for Tiger Pride Day, one of the main concerns was with climate change. So as such, I would recommend that the Senate votes yes on HB 0009, Equity and Transportation Sector Guidelines.
Assistant Director Afroki.
Hi, everyone. I support you, Director Johnson, although we have one more bill left and we would really like to advocate for Senate Bill 0086 for the age requirement to rise for possession of rifles and shotguns to 21 years old.
Senator White.
A motion.
I motion to review Senate Bill 0026 about medical assistance, the Maryland Medical Assistance Program for children.
Does anyone second? Senator Robinson.
Second.
Okay. Well, with that one, I'm moving to a vote on discussing Senate Bill 0026. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion has passed, and we will now begin to discuss Senate Bill 0026. Senator White.
I'll be completely honest with you. Out of this whole package, Senate Bill 26 and Senate Bill 5 are probably the top most important. We are protecting our children with this. This is healthcare and health assistance for children in the state. And we are restoring that. Is exactly what we're doing, restoring, and we're protecting our children. And I'll like that better more than that. So I make a motion to call the question on Senate Bill 0026.
Okay, is anyone second? Senator Sedgwick, is there any discussion? Dr. Thaxton?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Point of order.
It's a good
Call the question.
question.
No, I called the question to end the question.
I don't think, listen, so before we went through this, we discussed this before. I said that, when there's a motion on the floor, the second, if there's a discussion, and someone raises their hand, then there's discussion.
Point of order. Is there a discussion to end, to a motion to end debate and to vote on a bill? Because that has never happened. When we've all called the question, I've called the question many times, we have never debated on calling the question.
We did get into discussion.
We never discussed on calling the question. We just go straight to vote. So I call the question.
J-Board, can I please?
I yield to Advisor Harris. I have the.
No. Order. J-Board, please go ahead and check the Constitution for me to confirm.
Are we calling the question, right?
Yeah. SRO.
That's Robert Rules.
And, okay, it's in the SRO.
Was there agreement on the question? Like, did you guys,
Yes, there was a second.
did you vote on it?
No.
So then there's still discussion.
Okay. Thank you. Dr. Paxton.
yeah, just a few things. We can do 6 bills. We can do 5 or 6, but like, we really can't decide, we can do 6. This is a great bill. I mean, I definitely do think if you guys want to stick to 5, that there are other bills on here that are more important. Like, this is a great bill, don't get me wrong. I love this, but I think with some pressing issues, if we are doing 5, I don't think this should be considered our 5th one.
Senator Robinson.
Harris had her hand up. I yield to Advisor Harris. Director Thaxton, with your expertise, what is your recommendation for these other important bills?
Point of order, Senator Robinson. The discussion has to be regarding whether we're going to continue with the call to question at hand. Sorry, you can leave the questions. Well, it's a quiet question, so you know. Thank you. Senator Dengu.
Since we're calling the question because we're running out of space, is there a downside to having 6 bills? Why are we debating that?
We're not debating. It's supposed to be discussion regarding the call to question. Advisor Harris.
So you acknowledge the call to question. So debate must end. So there is no debate on the call to question. So
Thank you.
Or the vote though.
Thank you.
There's never been one.
There's never been one. Thank you.
Vice President Alvarez.
okay, that's valid, but just to be clear, he did ask you guys before we provided.
I called the point. Point of order. The question has been called. The justice appeal has been made. Forget about.
So, yes. When someone moves to call the question, all debate and discussion ends. You have to move forward with vote.
Okay, thank you.
That's a Robert's rule. It's also in your standing rules of order.
Okay, thank you. So with that, we can just continue the question. All those in favor? It was for, it was the vote on Senate Bill 0026. So we're on the same page. So once we call the question, we'll then move the vote to keep it in favor. And then we'll go from there. Make sense? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, the question passed. All those in favor of Senate Bill 0026 being kept? Hands up, please. Opposed? Okay, with that, Senate Bill 0026 is dropped.
No, it's not dropped.
Okay. Excuse me. Long night. So Senate Bill 0026 is being kept. My fault. Are there, point of inquiry says Director Thaxton, you did say there was one more that was able to be kept, correct? Okay, Director Thaxton.
Quick point of clarification. It's not that the piece of legislation is kept, it just is not passing, it's not in favor. So it doesn't mean you can never talk about it again, but what y'all just voted on did not pass for adding it to the Tiger Pride list of legislation. Does that make sense?
No, can you clarify?
So what does it take for a bill to pass? 2/3?
2/3 majority vote.
Right, y'all did not get 2/3, correct?
No, it's 2/3 majority. It's 2/3.
Is it 2/3 or simple majority?
For the vote, it's 2/3.
Okay, did you reach 2/3?
It was 8-5, right? 8-5, and then 1 right? So under that, that would be majority vote, correct? 2/3 majority vote.
I have 9-7. What?
Could you clarify what you mean by 9-7?
Yes, so sorry, y'all just said the numbers for what the votes were, right? The vote count?
Right.
And what was the vote count?
8-5 from what I believe.
Okay, I have 9 and 7 for my vote count.
You guys want to do it again?
No.
Just to clarify and so it can be clear. We have two different numbers. This is the last bill. If there's no motions to complete the reading of the vote, then it's dropped, it'll be 8-5 and then it'll be majority vote. So it's staying. So on to the next bill. Director Paxton, if there was anything. Director Paxton. Someone pass one mic. 6, wait, there was some that are not here right now. Yes. So there's 14 senators in the room right now, but so 2 have left. One left the meeting and then the other one left the room.
Which one?
No, 16 were here. 16 were here originally, 2 left. We're up in McGuire.
McGuire's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He left the meeting. Well, both of them left the meeting. We're forcing. You're welcome.
Senator Dingle. Don't pass my mic. I would like to make a motion to do the vote. Damon will second. Senator Asaya. Okay, with that, I'm moving to a vote. I'm redoing the vote count for Senate Bill 0026. All those in favor?
Recap, right? It's in recap.
No, to redo the vote count for 0.
So we're the vote was to recap, right?
No. Redo the vote. The vote for SB 0026.
What about it? What?
We do the vote counts.
Just write it down. No, just write that.
In favor.
Exactly. Okay,
In
that's what
favor.
I'm
Okay, thank you. All those in favor?
It does.
Okay, opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, we now begin to redo the vote count for SB 0026 in favor. Staying. Does that make sense? Okay. All those in favor? Hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, the vote count 7-6.
So, it's 7-7. It's 7-6. She abstained. Ronnie voted in, but no.
That, so the vote count 7-6, so. Senator Brown, what was your, did you vote in favor or not in favor?
Not in favor.
Okay, that's 7. Okay, so then I would have to vote, I believe, because if it's a tie, then. There's a point on the floor. There's a point on the floor.
No disrespect to Senator, actually respect Senator Hicks for abstaining, but she did abstain.
What? I didn't abstain.
Senator White, she didn't abstain. Thank you for clarifying. So now that there's been a tie, I'll be officially required to step in the tie.
Oh.
Sorry. There's the vote count was 7-7. Constitutionally, if there's a tie with the Senate, I'll have to bring in, unless you want to go delegate this to the J board, which I don't want to do. No need. So, I would say I'm in favor of it staying. Senator Sedgwick.
I'll make the motion to withdraw.
It's 7:21. We agree on 7:30. Is anyone second?
All right, but point of order.
It's a point of order.
Information.
Yeah.
I think Advisor Harris, someone made a good point, and I think I can do this at the end of a vote. I think she motioned to do a roll call vote.
Roll call vote.
Yeah, she motioned.
But when Senator White, just to clarify, we're not voting on anything currently. Just to clarify.
Advisor Harris, did you say that I could have? Then I make a motion to do a roll call vote on Senate Bill 0026. I don't actually think I need a second.
You do need a second.
The chair is correct. So y'all have finished this vote, except the count was 7, 6, and 1. And then y'all ask somebody else, oh, by the way, what was your vote? If there are 14 people in this room and the counts are not consistent, we need to make sure that they are consistent. Everyone should always vote in every time y'all are voting on something. I stood in the front and counted your hands. So changing after the fact is inappropriate. Y'all have to have a record of what you're doing. You're representing the student body, and these bills are going to the state. Y'all are going to the Capitol. We have to do this right.
So I moved to roll call. I moved to roll call, and I'm almost certain that one person can make a roll call vote without having a second. I actually ask for judicial opinion on that, but I'm almost certain I'm right.
Representative Edwards.
We voted twice on this. The first time we voted, then y'all requested to do another vote. We voted again. There was 7-6-1, and then we was somebody else 7-7, and then President Pro Tem Board, the Washington Mayor wrote the time. So it's what, 8-7 now? So I'm confused on what we're still discussing. If it's 8-7 in favor, then we have 5. We were asking the J board about your question. That's why.
Senator White.
I'm trying to figure out with respect.
You need a mic.
Yes. With respect to the vice president and the valuable things that he is saying, because they are valuable, no offense, I mean, they are valuable. Does anyone have the right to be talking while we're waiting for a judicial review? Under a point, because and that is a point, we're waiting for a judicial review to call the question on a vote for the last bill.
President Copeland.
I don't believe there's anywhere in the Constitution that says you can't discuss while the J board deliberates on a matter. Also, I would just like to say, Tiger Pride Day is very, 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 very important. It's one of Towson SGA's longest, biggest attended events, one of our most prided events of the university. This is an important business, so please put your pride aside, put your attitude aside. Let's do the business, get these bills in and represent the students. All the attitudes and all that, put that stuff to the side. We are here for the students. We're here to vote on these bills. We're here to go to Tiger Pride Day as a family. We're SJ family. I know it's the second day of classes. You might be stressed, whatever. But put all that to the side, please. Let's get these votes in. I believe Director Saxton wants to send forward 6 bills to the state. I'm in favor of that. Let's represent the students and do what we're supposed to do without all the theatrics. It's very disheartening and embarrassing to me.
Thank you, President Copeland. Director Johnstone.
I just have a point of information, I guess. We were under the impression that to get a bill to pass successfully, you needed 2/3 of the Senate to vote yes. Because he kept on saying 2/3 majority. But the vote that we just had was 8-7 in favor, and that's not 2/3 of the current Senate. So would that bill still pass, or is it?
It passed.
But so it's a simple majority. It's half plus one.
So it failed.
That's what we're saying. To get a bill passed.
Wait, for which one? Senate Bill 0026?
Yeah.
We already voted that. G board, could you please clarify? No, pass on mic, please.
So for clarification, every bill, except for confirmation bills, as no confirmed people into the SDA is majority. Only confirmation bills is 2/3. Okay.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Yeah, but my question right now is the Senate a quorum? Because you guys have 2 senators left, so that's still 2/3 of the available senators we have.
It is very quorum.
Okay, that's one thing I said.
Thank you.
So,
Senator White, do you have a question? Okay. Assistant Director African.
Okay, so to move on to our last bill, I would like to recommend that the senators review Senate Bill 0086.
Does anyone entertain that motion? Senator White.
I'm making a motion to interview House Bill 009, please.
Okay, does anyone second? Senator Sedgwick.
A second.
Okay. With that, but I'm moving to a vote on discussing House Bill 009. All those in favor? Hands up, please.
You said this for.
House Bill 0009.
No, what's the vote?
Oh, counting. Okay, keep your hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, the motion is passed and we'll now begin to discuss House Bill 0009. Just to keep in consideration that we have like 2 minutes. Senator Sedgwick.
I would like to call a question, House Bill 0009.
Okay, does anyone second? Senator White?
I second.
Okay, with that, I'm moving to a vote and calling a question. Those in favor? Opposed? Hands up, please. Abstaining? So with that, the call to question was denied. So we'll continue to discuss House Bill 0009. Is there any questions or concerns? Legislative chair, excuse me, the AD working.
Before I talk, are we able to extend time to 10 minutes? Because we're at 7:30.
You can recommend a motion, to make that happen.
We recommend a motion to extend time by like 15 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes.
Senator White,
I'll move to extend time 10 minutes.
okay, is anyone second? Senator Dangu,
That's like it.
okay, with that one, I'm moving to a vote on extending GA to past 10 more minutes. All those in favor? Hands up. 6. Opposed? Hands up. So it's 6-6 as a vote count.
I'll take a vote.
We counted 6.
I motion for a roll call vote.
People didn't vote then.
I motion for a roll call vote.
Is anyone second?
I second.
Okay, then, with that, we're now moving to a vote, the roll call vote, all those in favor? You just made the motion for roll call.
What's your second?
You don't need a vote for a roll call.
All those in favor for the roll call vote, hands up, please. Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, the vote for a roll call has passed. Want to inquiry to Advisor Harris. I've never done a roll call vote before, so how would that go? Okay, Senator Sedgwick, do you, are you in favor, yea or nay for the,
Extend it 10 minutes.
oh yeah, just in the minutes, yeah. Okay. Senator Crosby.
Hey.
Senator White.
Hey.
Robinson. Nay. Alpine. Nay. Azam. You say that loud? Yay, okay. Robinson. Rhines.
Yes, yeah.
Brown.
Nay.
Hicks. Thank you. Dobbins.
Hey.
Dangu.
Yay.
Senator, okay. Okay, with that, the motion to extend 10 minutes has failed. Director Baxton.
Our business is not complete. We're missing a bill. So we have to, I think, just have to get this done, guys. Like, I understand, like, it's way past GA, but like,
Director Baxton.
yeah. Point
Senate has voted.
But like, we're, our agenda for Tiger Project is not done.
It was, it just.
Yeah.
The Director of Legislative Affairs and Assistant Director of Legislative Affairs has said we need 6 bills.
No, you said 5 at first.
Director Baxton.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, you did give a range at first from 5 to probably
5 to 6.
We have 5 right now. Senate has voted 6. Senate has voted.
I just have updated these things.
You refrain from speaking when the presiding officer is speaking to you. Thank you. So back to what I was saying. You said a range from 5 to 6. We have five bills on the floor right now. Senate has voted that to not move past 10 minutes. Senate has voted.
Yeah, but in my role, let me respond. I said 6, and I think the university would like 6 bills.
I said Senator Sedgwick.
I was responding to your inquiry, to what you said.
It wasn't an inquiry. It was a statement. Senator Sedgwick.
I'd like to make a motion to keep 5 bills as passed. Or
Passing through regardless.
no, I'm saying just to keep it at 5. Keep it at 5.
It was already.
Oh, doesn't matter. Okay, definitely motion to adjourn.
Does anyone second? Senator Taya? Okay, without moving to a vote into adjourning, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, we adjourn. Thank you. There's still announcements, Then go for it.
Well, you already adjourned, but if I could just have all the recently confirmed directors, I love the cabinet, please come over here for a picture, including Senator Ryan. Congratulations, everybody, and congrats on being on this.